And welcome back. You're here with Bree and
Amy,
on another segment of
what's with the neighbors? Whoa,
That was really good.
that was really
We
good.
should do that every episode.
no,
No.
that's corny.
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
Hello everybody. Also, hello Ashton Kutcher. Thank you for listening. Oh, by the way, he listens now, guys. Yep. And he follows us. He actually responded. Anyway,
Bree's on
I made a bold
first
move.
name. Yep, she did.
Yeah, and it pulled through. It's
It did.
exciting.
Yep.
So yeah.
You're a dork.
Sorry, I had
She's on texting bases with Ashton.
he's my bud. Him and Mila.
Sorry, Mila. I'm just finishing up a note here. So, do you want to go ahead and go with your neighborhoods? Nope, I'm going with my neighborhood story because
It's okay. You
I'm
can
going
finish up
first.
your note.
Okay.
Amy is finishing up her note. What else is going on in the world today? Well, in the world here where we live at, it is 20 degrees out. It's nice.
And
Nice
you
and
should
sunny
follow-
out.
They should follow us and join our Patreon.
Oh yeah, you guys should follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group you guys should join in on. We do lots of fun stuff in it, and we try to interact with you guys and hang out. Just look for our handle at WWTN Podcast. Also, I haven't done this in a while, but if you guys want to or would, please review and rate us on Apple iTunes and Spotify. That would be awesome, and we would really appreciate it. 5 stars only. Don't do no 1 star and you guys suck. If you don't have anything nice to say, then please don't say it, because it really hurts our feelings. But if you do, then I guess we just have to eat it. It is what it is. Also,
Look at my notes.
What? Is that old? Is that an old story?
Huh?
Or is that your current story today? Is it
Yes.
you wrote all over your story.
I'm, like wrote in like little tiny corner up here, and like that's my answer.
I would just doodle on it. Just doodle on it for the episode while I'm talking.
Okay.
I don't know. Doodling helps me focus sometimes. Is that weird?
No, it helps me focus too.
Oh, okay. Also, guys, if you want merch, we have merch on our website, what'swiththeneighbors.com, and on there you can find our merchandise of our episode shirts and our regular logo shirts, and then you can find our promotions and all of that stuff. And then we also have our Patreon and our Buy Me Coffee account, all on our website, what'swiththeneighbors.com. And on Patreon you can get like bonus episodes and episodes early and all that fun shenanigans. Yeah.
I'm done.
Cool.
That was perfect. Thank you.
Do we want to tell the...
2 truths and a lie.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Wait, are we going to go back and forth, or are you just going to tell me all your 3 and then I'll say you all my 3? Let's do it that way.
Okay.
Sounds less complicated.
Okay. So you want me to go first?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so nervous, because I'm really bad at lying.
So, my first one is I picked up a hitchhiker before.
Amy!
And then the other one was I once was high on marijuana, and I was rear-ended in my car. And when the police came to interview me, I flat out told them that I was high. I didn't get in trouble for that, though, because I don't know if they believed me. And then the third one is I mooned the cops thinking that it was my friend. So,
Ooh. I guess we'll tell it at the end.
yeah, we can
Okay.
reveal the truth at the end, or the lie at the end.
Okay. I was in a commercial when I was little, very little.
Okay. I love that. That's so cute.
Yes, very.
I like how.
fun time.
Okay, go ahead.
I was a very cute kid,
You are cute.
pigtails and everything. I have a tramp stamp tattoo on my lower back that says Hakuna Matata. No worries.
Oh my god.
And I once met a Ninja Turtle.
I love all of those. I love how innocent yours are.
Do you want to know which one?
Are we doing it right now?
No, which Ninja Turtle I met?
Oh, was it Marco Angelo?
No.
Was it the yellow
It
one?
was Raphael.
Raphael.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did meet.
See me like grabbing my hands because I'm so nervous. Like
Yeah.
I'm fidgeting so much because I just don't like lying.
Bree's not
Really
good at
bad
lying.
liar, guys. Okay.
You good?
All right. Yep. We will
We
reveal
intentionally
them at
lied.
the end.
We did this on purpose as a game. Calm down.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
You
My
good?
heart's like racing.
Oh my god. So I'm gonna tell you a neighborhood story, and we'll reveal the truths the lies at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. This is from Reddit. My neighbor woke me up banging on the door at 3:30 this morning to ask if I had any milk. I told him no. I closed the door
3:30.
at 3:30 in the morning. I told him no and I closed the door. He then opened my door, pushed me to the side. He said, "I know you have milk. I saw you carry it in from your car this morning."
Oh my god.
He went to my fridge, drank it straight from the jug, and then left. Should I call the cops?
Absolutely.
1000%.
There's something wrong with your neighbor. They have rabies or something.
They're just really thirsty for milk.
I just really wanted some milk.
I'm just really low on
They're probably
calcium
just
right
high.
now.
Just
Yeah.
like angry high.
Is that dog throwing up?
Sorry. I'm chewing a gummy bear and I don't want to chew it into Mike.
You did not just throw up in my carpet.
I think she was just hacking.
Oh.
I saw a TikTok this week of this dog starting to get ready to throw up. And this lady grabbed her trash can and put it up to the dog's face. And the dog was like trained to throw up in the trash can.
What?
Yeah. She's like, every time he throws up right in the trash can. I've trained him. And I'm like, man, I need to learn how to do that with my cat.
But why is the dog throwing up so much?
Yeah. I don't know. My cat throws up all the time.
If Jessie drinks water too fast, she'll throw up the water.
Maybe that's why Dakota always goes. No, that's not why. I know why she does that.
My cat also. You know that little thing that I got for him to slow down his food?
Yeah.
It works.
That's good.
He doesn't throw up anymore.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Maybe I need to get one of those for Robin. Maybe that's why she throws up all the time.
Maybe. They just eat too
She
fast.
also has started leaving like crummies everywhere, like all around her food, and she's like a really sloppy eater. Well, I read online that they do that when they fear that their food's gonna run out, and they leave like a snack for later. She is such a fatty. She cannot, because I try every once in a while. I'll try to like give her like portion control and feed her twice a day. But like when I do that, she makes a huge mess, and I have to fill up the whole thing.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
What is that sound?
Your dog?
That's her?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Yes. What's that sound? Oh man, I didn't bring my glasses. Okay.
Please tell me a wonderful story, please. Please tell me a wonderful story, please, Bree.
Okay,
Bree,
so
tell me a wonderful story.
my story this week is on like a government organization. I have been reading about it a lot lately.
Is this like a conspiracy theory?
Kind of, but I feel like it might be true. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Or at least some of it. So
Should we like lock the doors and
just like check that no one's listening?
I'm like
other
sweating.
than like thousands of people. Or you guys get ready.
I'm gonna tell you a secret that everyone knows.
Okay.
I mean, that's I'm taking that out.
Are you not going to tell me a secret?
No, I was like,
Oh, you were playing on my thing.
yeah,
I see. Okay.
I was trying to do a bit, but
It's
it
okay.
didn't work
You're
because I messed up on it.
Yep, it's good. It's fine. Okay, this kind of is a secret that everybody knows, but they don't know. So, yeah. So it's like a government organization, kind of like right under our noses.
B613.
No.
You wouldn't know what that is because you don't watch Scandal.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I guess it's kind of like that government thing in what is it? Prison Break. I don't know. It's not like that, but I
about that show.
was comparing them.
Okay.
So pretty much it's like public knowledge. Like you can look information of this up, TikTok, YouTube, Google, everywhere. It's all over the
Bing?
internet. What?
Even Bing?
Even Bing pops up
Wow.
automatically on my computer
Ask Jeeves.
sometimes. But they're like they try not to be in the limelight. They're never in the news.
Okay.
Nothing like that. So, what I'm going to tell you about is the SCP Foundation, and it stands for Special Containment Procedures Foundation.
Okay.
So, we as humankind have been around for nearly 250,000 years, facing the unknown, fighting to survive, and even being more evolved, we can be naive to what we think our planet might be. We could be naive to like
We are naive.
the unknown,
Yeah.
and like think that we're the only ones around, and there's nothing out there that can get us.
Except for
So
aliens.
the SCP Foundation is around to help cover things like that up. If you
Okay.
catch what I'm...
Kind of like Area 51, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Similar. Very similar. So it is a foundation that is empowered and entrusted by every major national government with the task of containing anomalous objects, entities, and phenomena that pose threats to global security. God bless you.
Can you say that again?
Yes. Please.
That last sentence.
So the SCP Foundation... Where did I go? Sorry, I keep on losing my spot. Wish I had my glasses. The SCP is a foundation that is empowered and entrusted by every major national government with the task of containing anomalous objects, entities, and phenomena that pose threats to global security.
Dang.
So, I imagine you've never heard of this before.
No, I actually haven't.
And as I said, they're not normally in the limelight, and that's so civilians can go on normally without freaking out and being like, oh my god, this thing's gonna kill us all, we're all gonna die.
If it's not on the front of People magazine, I have no idea.
I am that airheaded. You're not. No, but really. So yeah, we don't want to know about major extinctions.
No, we
would
don't.
all go in a panic.
Right.
That's why this place is around. However, all the information is right there readily available to view online. You just have to know where to look and have to know how to dig. So the
Okay.
SCP maintains an extensive database of all these things that they have captured and studied. Each of these also covers emergency procedures for maintaining and reestablishing safe containment in case of some kind of containment breach.
Okay.
So if something that they have gets out, they have a procedure for it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, if they say, like, oh,
We have
alien-
Godzilla.
Right.
Godzilla got out.
They know to just, like, make it
Yeah.
into a thing.
They're like, give him ice. He'll die. I don't know.
Or they say,
It's his
yeah,
weakness.
it's a robot for the movie we're making.
Yeah, it's fine. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Calm down, people. Okay, so secure. This is their objective. Secure.
Okay.
Their first SCP. The Foundation secures anomalies with the goal of preventing them from falling into the hands of civilian or rival agencies through extensive observation and surveillance, and by acting to intercept such anomalies at the earliest opportunity. The Foundation contains anomalies with the goal of preventing their influence or effects from spreading by either relocating, concealing, or dismantling such anomalies, or by suppressing or preventing public dissemination of knowledge thereof.
Okay.
Protect.
Serve.
Protect and serve. The Foundation protects humanity from the effects of such anomalies as well as the anomalies themselves until such time that they are either fully understood or new theories of science can be devised based on their properties and behavior. The Foundation may also neutralize or destroy anomalies as an option of last resort if they are determined to be too dangerous to be contained.
Whoa.
So there are evidently hundreds of these anomalies in containment that they already have. Some are so unbelievably sounding, but there are like videos of them online and like records.
So, I don't know if you already said it, but maybe I missed it. What are these anomalies? Like anything?
Yeah, they could be like anything to like something that like threatens the entire like human race.
Okay. Like
Or like
aliens
yeah,
or Godzilla,
yeah,
whatever. Okay.
ghosts. I don't know.
Ghosts?
I don't know. There's a lot of really crazy things that it would just blow your mind.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a couple of the cases that caught my eye the most.
Okay.
I'm going to start with SCP-003, aka the biological motherboard. I know, it sounds crazy, but
I
just
thought you were going to say 626.
I know. Okay, so just stay with me.
Okay, I'm staying.
All right. This is a computer formed of organic components as opposed to a man-made circuit board. To get deeper, the SCP-003 is composed of two parts referred to as SCP-003-1 and SCP-003-2.
Very
I know.
Matrix-like.
It's a lot, yes. Like I said, whenever you find what you need to find on all of their stuff, the information is very detailed.
Okay.
So the 003-1,
Oops, sorry.
the 003-1 is the motherboard made from, actual living tissue. As in, like, living things. A motherboard. Everything from hair, fingernails, and even a substance found on exoskeletons of some invertebrate animals or organisms called chitin.
So they made this motherboard computer thing out of...
They did not. It has
This
been
thing
discovered.
is already made. Okay.
Yeah.
Out of human skin.
Yes.
Human tissue.
I mean, someone made a mask out of one and a lamp, so why not?
That's true.
All something once part of something that has been living. No one knows why this was created or who did it, but according to scientists and researchers, this motherboard predates the normal circuits and chips that were known by us by thousands of years. So like thousands of years before computers were even a thing, this was around, evidently.
How?
I know. Just stick with me.
I'm sticking.
It's crazy. Something else that has been discovered about this is that it's actually alive. It has displayed proof of this during testing. It's not considered dangerous.
Testing?
Testing, yeah.
When did we test it?
Well, I mean, they test it. They test all their things to
Okay.
see like what they do and like what makes them tick and
I don't like this.
if they serve a threat. It's not considered dangerous unless certain conditions present themselves. And I'll go over that in a second.
Okay.
So the second component of SCP-003 is 003-2, which is a stone tablet that the other part was actually attached to. So you have the living thing attached to this stone tablet. When discovered, the SCP found that the 003-2, the tablet, had multiple symbols carved into it, symbols not found with any known language.
I think I've seen this tablet before.
Yeah, probably.
And I feel like someone said like the thing was like the first known computer or something like that. And
this is probably one of the bigger. Yeah, no, this is probably one of the biggest actual known stories from them.
Okay.
So, another odd thing is the symbols have also been seen emitting a pale flickering pattern of light. It's been found that 003-2 actually has an internal computer operating it, but not the one made by the living organisms. It's unknown what its power source is, but from what the SCP can tell is that it's also slowly been decreasing in power for centuries.
Interesting.
As far as how it works, they can't access the computer itself without damaging the whole thing. So they can't get into it without ruining it all.
Okay, so they haven't gotten into it then.
SCP-003 has been known to emit measurable levels of heat, light, and radiation. And after much research, it has been concluded that the 003-2 component, the tablet, was created to contain the 003-1, the one with the living things on them. During testing, partial bits of data were found referring to some kind of potential
Catastrophic.
catastrophe,
Oh, catastrophe.
potential catastrophe, either in the past or the future. So this thing can like see the future, I guess, maybe, possibly. And they believe it was possibly caused by SCP-003.
What?
So that's why they had to contain it. Do you need to get something?
No, Alice is just texting me.
Oh, okay. So how can SCP-003 pose a threat? When the temperature around the device drops below 35 degrees Celsius, freaking scientists using Celsius, or 95 degrees Fahrenheit, both components react. The
So it has to like
motherboard,
say super warm.
I know, both
cow.
components react. The motherboard itself starts to grow rapidly and then begins to fuel itself with any nearby matter in close proximity, like air particles in the atmosphere. It transforms these things into living matter, like dead skins and skin cell and hair and stuff like that. And it increases until it forms the shape of like a starfish, is what they described it as. And at this stage, it will absorb organic matter, living or not. So it can start like taking humans if it wants.
What?
Think of the blob.
Okay. I was just gonna ask how does it? Okay.
Like it's like the blob essentially.
Okay.
During this stage, SCP-003 will attempt to replicate the biology of any living organisms to lure in more. So, like, if it takes you in, it'll try to, like, mimic you and be like, hey, Brie, come over here. And I'll be like, okay. And it's, like, gonna eat me. Blip. So.
I don't like this. I don't believe that, and I don't think this is real anymore.
I mean, this one does. They all sound crazy. So unbelievable. So that's as far as I'm gonna get into detail on that one because I could be here all day talking about these. And to assure you, the SCP has this carefully contained, and they will continue to protect us from it. So it is in containment. They're constantly watching over it. 95 degrees, no warmer, no colder.
That's terrifying to think that it's just like a simple thing that could happen where. Yeah. It just, the temperature could just,
and then the world ends.
Yeah.
So this next one I'm going to talk about. So I have a theory about this one.
Okay.
And I'll tell you it before. I feel like there's some kind of demonic possession over this object.
Probably.
And it sounds very likely. So SCP-173, aka the Sculpture.
Ew.
So the sculpture is 2 meters, aka 6 feet tall.
Okay.
It's a statue. It looks like a big-headed figure with like nubby arms and has like a spray-painted face. And evidently it was found in a museum by the SCP Foundation. And they found it because there was so many like mysterious deaths and like broken necks, like really random broken necks, like coming from this place. So, the sculpture.
Okay.
It can move. What they found is that it can move.
Okay.
As long as someone... It can't... Sorry, let me correct myself. It cannot move as long as someone is keeping eye contact with it. Meaning never blinking.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So, what happens is when you lose eye contact...
Staring contest.
Yeah, right? This thing is like... Whoa. Whoa. So what happens is when you lose eye contact or blink, each time the SCP-173 becomes mobile and goes towards you in a manner that they call a glitch walk. So like closer and closer, strobe light walk. And it apparently it's speedy too. It's freaking fast.
Okay, I can picture this like crazy right now.
SCP-173,
but with nubby arms.
Yeah, nubby arms. Is kept in a locked containment room under surveillance at all times by the SCP. To perform tests or do routine maintenance, they have to call in what they call Class D personnel, and they send them into the containment chamber, and there has to be at least 3 of them.
Okay.
So that 2 of them can be constantly staring at them, announcing each time they blink, and the other one can be doing their thing.
Okay.
So...
What happens when they're not in the chamber with it?
It just sits there. It doesn't do anything until someone's in the room and looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already said that. If you should so fall victim of the sculpture, you are apparently forever like possessed by it, or like its prisoner, like mentally, or it'll snap your neck and or strangulate you somehow. Like, I don't know, using like the force or something.
Right.
I don't know. Like I said, like that sounds very demonic to me.
Yeah. I want to know if anyone's ever died from like the class D people
Yeah.
that come in.
Yeah, they have.
Oh my gosh, because one like
They kill their people all the time. So, okay, so I got a little bit more into this foundation, and apparently the Class D people that they use, because they use these people to do tests
prisoners?
on these things all the time,
Yeah.
they're convicts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like child rapists
Right.
and like just terrible people. And
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, yes. So they use them to like, this is their time, that you do the time, pay the crime. This is, or I guess they're, whatever. Wait, I totally said that wrong. You do the crime, pay the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
It's okay. It's all right.
So yeah, that was the sculpture. Next, I'm gonna go over the SCP-354, aka the Red Pool.
The red pool.
Yeah, like go swimming. I wouldn't want to go swimming in
Swimming
this
in
one,
blood.
though.
Pool of blood.
Blood. Okay, so this pool blood was found in Canada, and it does resemble blood. However, it does not. They found that it doesn't have like, they've taken samples of the water and it doesn't have anything having to do with blood. It just has very similar, like, looks a lot like it, and the texture's a lot like it. So
Ew, I hate that.
it's
for
not
them.
blood though. So this lake, bank, whatever pond, I don't know, it has no banks. And as you move away from the center, the liquid like decreases, presenting more solid ground around it. To me, kind of sounds like it's a trap. Like it's like it covers it up the further you walk away from it, so you go towards it more. I don't know.
Okay.
The liquid has the same consistency as blood, but there's no trace of blood in it. If it has a bottom, it's never been found or discovered. The local area had many legends and stories regarding this body of water. So it wasn't really visited because everybody was creeped out by it. And it was accidentally stumbled upon by survivors of plane wreck nearby.
Oh.
And whenever the SCP arrived, they first treated the area as not much of a threat. They didn't really see it as anything big. And they just had some Class D personnel stay there overnight, like a tent, and like, hey, like, watch this area, see if anything happens, it's fine. So they had them camp out there for a night, which was a mistake. The crew was killed by a creature that emerged from the lake. And that creature was deemed SCP-354-1 and is now in containment.
Just the creature is?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they can't really contain a lake.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But they did try to contain the lake. They built a giant, like, wall around it, a 20-foot wall, just to keep, like, the public out of it, because they realized, they're like, oh, okay, this place is a threat, so we should probably watch it.
Yeah.
So they built, like, a 20-foot wall around it, and they built, like, a base there and constantly watching it and on guard and studying it. And since then, other things have emerged from it. And things all the way from SCP-354-1 to 16. So 16 things have come out of it so far.
Well, I'm glad they built a wall around it.
Yeah. No, I'm not cool with that. So most of these things are contained that I know of, but I couldn't find, like, any information on a good chunk of them. So I don't know what happened. So maybe they're out. I don't know. The SCP attempted to cover the lake with a concrete cover, but after doing so, I have no idea. This company can do anything, apparently.
Yeah.
They're just wild. So they that didn't work. It ended up getting broken by another creature or something that escaped.
Oh my gosh.
TurboTax. That's all.
Excuse me. What are you doing? Why do you need my phone?
Okay. So they attempted to put a concrete cover on it, but it didn't actually work. Something broke out. They also have attempted to drain the site because they're like, okay, we're just going to make all this liquid go away.
By what? I'm taking the plug out?
Yeah, like, no, they like put a tube in it. Like, how you drain a lake? How do you think they drain lakes? Like, straw.
A dam?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm questioning you too much.
I don't know. I really don't know because it didn't give all that information.
Okay.
Okay, so it didn't work. And when the crew did try to do this, after putting hoses inside the lake, their perceptions of reality started changing, and everything around them started like changing, like hallucinating.
Oh no.
And it was like a giant bad dream, and they were all like scarred. Upon further research, the SCP found that over the years, comparing photos, the lake has grown immensely, and it seems to continue to do so. So they're trying to find ways to stop or slow down the process, but it's probably one of the most dangerous things on the planet. So
oh my gosh.
that's all.
That's all. Just
No big deal.
that tidbit
NBD.
there at the end.
All right, last thing I'm gonna tell you about.
Okay.
And like I said, there's hundreds of these guys. So all you have to do is look up the SCP Foundation. SCP 087, aka the Endless Staircase. This one sounds a little bit. They all sound crazy to me.
They
this
do.
This one sounds paranormal to me as well, though.
Okay.
So SCP 087 was first brought to the SCP's Foundation's attention when a number of students were going missing on a campus. They don't say which campus, so I don't know.
Okay.
They believed they could be dealing with something beyond our control, and the biggest clue was that everyone who had gone missing was last seen in a particular administrative building on campus whenever an elevator was out.
Okay.
So the stairwell that we're talking about descends 13 steps before reaching a semicircular, I haven't checked that in a while, a semicircular platform. They're
Okay.
repeating this for multiple flights. I'm not sure how many flights of stairs. I know one point someone was saying like 50. So,
Jeez.
and it's going down too.
Okay.
The area is completely pitch black with no lights and no windows in it. And it is also reported that people would hear strange sounds just when near the door leading to the stairwell, such as banging or faint crying.
Okay.
And when the SCP came to research, they found that the stairwell actually seemed to absorb light, and they also noticed emotional changes going near it, like feeling of dread or sadness or
That sounds very
anxiety.
paranormal.
Yeah. And so same with the light, like draining electronics and stuff.
Oh.
Like, so they decided to send in authorized Class D personnel, those lucky son of a guns, to scope it out, giving them a long range light and a camera. And of the first of the 3 journeys, it was observed the 75-watt light wasn't shining as far as it was designed to in the stairwell. So to like ensure that it wasn't the light itself malfunctioning, they like tested it outside of the stairwell, and they're like, okay, it's working fine out here. Why isn't it working in there?
Right.
So they figured out that it's actually the stairwell messing it up. The personnel began their way in, and when they reached the second platform down, they began to hear what sounded like a panicking child's cry saying, please, help, come down here. And it was about, if they had to guess, like 20 meters down below them. And like it just kept on, like, they never got close to it. It just kept on like staying the same distance away from them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The personnel carried on for 20 more flights, still hearing the crying, and within a half hour he'd gone down 50 floors, still hearing this.
What the heck?
The member reported a feeling of unease. Then he'd seen a face, just a face, floating and staring at him about a foot away from his own face.
Oh
The
my
face
gosh.
was the size of a normal human's, with gray skin, no mouth, nostrils, and pupils.
Ew.
Or pupils. The Foundation deemed this anomaly as SCP 087 1, and the personnel like booked it out of there and took like 15 minutes to get out of there because he was
Yeah,
like
it was
50 flights down.
Holy cow.
And I guess whenever he got up there, he just like passed out because he was so exhausted and from screaming and running.
Oh my gosh.
So the second of the three personnel sent in could not quite say the same. Or had a similar experience. He did put lights throughout the passage to like try and illuminate it though.
Right.
And but I guess it didn't really work that well. He experienced the same as the first victim, and when he confronted the face, he was told not to back off by the people in his ear,
Mm-hmm.
the SCP. But it ended up charging at him, and it led to him escaping. So he did escape as well.
Ew.
When he finally escaped, he was scarred psychologically for life.
Nah, really?
Never being the same again. The final and third personnel sent in hoping they could go in further. Just they wanted this person to confront the face and try to go in as further down as possible as they could.
Okay.
Upon entering, the personnel found that the lights that were put up by the previous person were all gone and disappeared.
Oh.
And she, of course, heard the same crying coming from flights below and continued to move away from her just like it did the other two.
Right.
When she finally encountered the face, this time it appeared from behind her,
Ew, no.
forcing her to run more further into it. And
I mean, that's what they wanted.
yeah, she ran so far that her feed got cut out and she was never seen again. I know the staircase is still on the campus because like they can't
move it.
Yeah, they don't even know how deep it goes. It's still on the campus at the college, at the undisclosed location, only known by the SCP Foundation. The doorway leading to it has been reinforced with steel and electro release lock mechanism. The doorway has been disguised to resemble a janitorial closet, so like no one goes in there.
Right.
It's just super locked. And the staff and students have not reported anything since.
Why don't they just close it off? Like put
It is essentially, but I think they just still want to study it.
Oh, so that they can still go
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because like if they close it off, then like what if years later someone tries to like bust it open or something? I don't know. They probably wouldn't let that happen. But that is the last of that I have for now. But they have things on there that are just like will blow your mind. You guys need to look up the SCP Foundation after listening to our episode tonight or today. I don't know. Whatever.
That scares me.
Yeah, I know. It terrifies me. And government organizations just freak me out overall. So I don't like government organizations doing things without us knowing. But at the same time, like they give us all the information, but they don't like make it known. I don't know how to better explain that.
I don't want to know what's going on in the world.
Yeah,
I want to know
and
what's
that's
going on.
why they don't. Is because they don't want anyone to panic that we could like die at any time.
On an endless staircase.
Yeah. By the way, there's a sculpture out there that'll have a staring contest with you, and if you lose, you die. Sorry. Oh, that one stressed me out.
That stresses me out. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome.
was
You have a
good.
story.
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm great. Oh man.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you about Chance Lancaster and his family.
Okay.
So, Chance was born in September 1985 in Sierra City, Northern California. He was immediately put into foster care and was left to basically care for himself once he was able to. He just had terrible foster cares. He went from one home to the next until he landed in a home that fell in love with him and ended up actually adopting him
Oh.
shortly after meeting him.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. The Lancaster family had 3 children: 4-year-old Jamie, 12-year-old Peter, and 10-year-old Hope. And then they also had the 3 adopted children: 8-year-old Chance, 15-year-old Sheldon, and 13-year-old Daisy.
Oh my gosh, how many kids do they have total?
6.
Oh, okay. I guess it's not that bad.
Yeah. Sheldon was the first adopted child, and from the beginning, there was like a divide between the adopted kids and the biological kids.
Oh,
It
I can
wasn't
see that.
it wasn't like intentional, but it was like the troubled kids
They
against the
felt, yeah, it's
troubled
probably more
kids.
so like feeling left out and
Yeah,
stuff.
but it even though Sheldon was, kind of put into like the troubled kids, because all these kids were adopted later. They weren't young. So, Sheldon was actually the best behaved one out of all the kids. Daisy was very high maintenance and liked the finer things in life, didn't like to get her hands dirty. Chance was not well behaved at all. He was always getting in trouble. He would skip school, sneak out, play pranks on his siblings, and even at a family friend's wedding, he managed to have the wedding cake table collapse before they cut the cake. Just to like be funny. He thought he was hilarious, and they're like, Chance,
Come
come
on,
on,
man.
we're gonna give you another chance, I guess. I don't know. Bob, their father, got a job in San Francisco, so he and their mom, Laura, went for a month trip out to go out and kind of get established and um, find a house for the 8 of them. And while they were gone, they stayed with their aunt. The kids stayed behind with their aunt. Why are you smiling? Oh, okay. At first, the kids were having a great time at their aunt's house. She owned a ranch near the Sierra Mountains. So the kids were actually, they kept busy with the animals,
Okay.
caring for the animals and just having fun on something that they're not used to.
Yeah.
The aunt also showed horses, and the weekend of July 6, 1993, she had to leave for the weekend to go show her horses. Why are you smiling?
Just nothing.
Okay. A family friend came in to care for the ranch, and they watched over the kids. This was super upsetting for Chance because of his history of abandonment. Abandonment?
Abandonment. Why does it sound weird?
Yeah, it
Abandonment.
does. He was having constant panic attacks and like meltdowns while she was away. All of the kids were like, calm down, calm down. And he's like, no, I'm going to run away. And they're like, no, don't do that. And, trying to settle him down. They're like, our parents will be back in a week. Like, it's not a big deal. Just calm down. Well, that night, Chance woke Sheldon up to let him know that he was going to go find his parents.
Oh, okay.
And Sheldon's like, no, don't do that. That's stupid. Like, you're not going to be able to find them. They're in San Francisco. But Chance is 8 years old. He wouldn't listen to his 15-year-old brother, Sheldon. And so Sheldon's like, well, I guess I'll go with you if you're not going to, like, someone needs to protect you.
Yeah.
You have no
He's
idea what you're
15.
doing.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. Well,
Clearly.
so Daisy happened to be in the kitchen when they were like sneaking out. Daisy happened to be in the kitchen sketching, and she was like, where are you guys going? I want to go too, because she was part of the pack.
Right.
Yeah. So they ended up deep in the Sierra Mountains. It wasn't even an hour into their hike. I guess it wasn't really that deep then. They were an hour into the hike, and they're like, this is a terrible idea. Like, it's already dark. Like, what are we doing? Chance is like, I want to go home. I want to go back. But they were lost by that point. They had no idea where to go.
Oh my gosh, and they were just kids
I
out
know.
in the woods.
I know. So, the first night was a bit rough. They were terrified. So, they did what they could. They found shelter and they fell asleep. The next morning, they woke up and stumbled upon a small cabin. They walked up to it, hoping to find some help. A large man and 2 younger men answered the door.
Uh-oh.
The man's name was Blake Biggs. he was holding a shotgun and asked the kids what they wanted. And the kids were like, can you help us get back to the ranch? And and he's like, no, get off my property, and started shooting in the air.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Like kids coming out and like in the middle of nowhere come to your house and you're going to send them off?
I know. So this
Jeez.
obviously scared the kids, and they ended up running down the hill towards a river. Daisy ended up tripping over like a bundle of like sticks and or a log or something, causing her to roll down the steep river or the steep hill, and she ended up into going over like a small cliff into the river.
Oh.
And the water was fast moving. It was a very fast river, and it was full of rapids. The boys could not keep up with her.
No.
She ended up going over a large waterfall, and Sheldon and Chance, like that's when she went over the waterfall, they couldn't find her.
Oh my gosh.
So Daisy actually was found by a man who was out bird watching. He took her back to her cabin. This is a separate human. This is not Blake Biggs.
Right.
He ended up taking her back to her cabin. The man warmed her up and treated her small wounds.
So she was okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
She ended up, he treated her small wounds and, that she had gotten from falling over the cliff and into the river and the waterfall. Sheldon and Chance were struggling to find food. The berries were not very ripe, and fishing was hard since they had no experience.
Yeah. No fishing poles.
Yeah, right? Sheldon and Chance were trying to fish for something to eat when the man that they met at that cabin, Blake Biggs, showed up. Blake was threatening the boys because it turns out Blake had a marijuana farm, and he thought the kids were going after his inventory.
Oh man.
And so he's like threatening them, and Sheldon and Chance tried to explain, like, listen, like, this is not why we're here.
They legit just came to you.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, like, this is not that's not why we went to your house.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to get back home. But Blake didn't believe them, so he ordered the two men that he had with him, talk.
Hello.
She was messing with the thing.
Okay.
Blake had his two men tie the boys up, but the boys like were thinking quick, and so they split up. Blake went towards the trees, like towards the woods, and Chance ended up going towards the cliff that was nearby. Like it was kind of down a little hill, and then there was like this big cliff. But the men ended up chasing Sheldon instead of Chance. I'm not sure why they chose that, but they probably because he was the older one.
Yeah.
But they chased Sheldon into the trees, and about 15 minutes later, Chance saw Sheldon running, and Sheldon's like, jump, jump, jump. And Chance was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no,
that's stupid. I'm not jumping into the like this river. Suddenly the boys heard gunshots, so there was like a big boulder nearby, so they went behind the big boulder, and Blake saw them go behind the big boulder, and so he went to go turn the ATV to go towards them, but that caused, and there was Blake and two men on this little four-wheeler, and so it caused the four-wheeler to tip, and Chance doesn't remember what happened. Oh, sorry. Oh, I got ahead of myself. Oh my gosh. Okay. Suddenly the boys heard gunshots, so they hid behind a big boulder. Blake and his two men were on this four-wheeler racing towards the two boys. Chance doesn't remember what happened next, but according to Sheldon, Chance was shot 3 times by a bow and arrow, not by a gun.
Oh my gosh.
Leaving an arrow in his cheek, one in his shoulder, and one in his chest.
Oh no.
Blake, who was riding the four-wheeler, slammed on his brakes when he saw that the boys went behind the boulder.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the 3 men, it caused it to flip. The ATV rolled, and the 3 men ended up going over the cliff.
Oh, okay. Well,
so, took care of
serves
the
you
problem.
right.
Yeah. So Daisy was healing great at the cabin and asked if she could go back to her family or help go back to the ranch, something. And the man was like, "No, you're going to live with me now."
What?
Yeah. And Daisy's like, "No, I don't like this."
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's not how that works. I don't have Stockholm.
so it was unfortunately like she thought of ways to like escape, but it was a one cabin room or
Oh,
one room cabin. So like it
okay.
was just like the
Yeah,
bed,
everything was out and open.
yeah, it was a little loft except
Yeah,
for the outhouse.
right.
So it was nearly impossible, and like when she would go to the bathroom, he would go and like watch her
Ew.
like go into the outhouse and wait for
Right.
her. So uh she was like kind of stuck there and was just trying to please him, so she would eat the food and stuff like that, but he didn't do anything malicious to her, but just made her live with
Just wanted
him.
company.
Yeah, I guess.
Poor
But
guy. But also, let her go.
he one night she actually like was like trying to like entertain him by like yeah, like let's play a game or whatever, and she was like, have another beer, have another beer, have another beer.
Oh, okay.
So
Smart girl.
she was convincing him to have too many beers. She took a kitchen knife and cut the string from the bell that was over the front door so it wouldn't go off. So she like held the bell
Okay. Yeah.
and then cut the string and then brought the bell down without making any noise. Um, Daisy took a flashlight and escaped. The man heard her escape though. So the bell didn't work too well, but probably I don't know. But he woke up and started running after her, but he was drunk, and so either he tripped and fell or something like that, or he ended up giving up
Okay.
because like she kept running and he wasn't.
Right.
By the time she turned around, he wasn't.
She got
there.
away.
Yeah. She got away, but she was lost.
Right.
So
Again.
she
Now you're alone and lost.
so she like heard the river nearby, and so she just followed the sound until she found the river, and she started walking down the river like following it.
Right.
As you should.
Yeah.
If you're lost in the woods. She actually ended up running into the two boys. And so the kids they nestled in for the night because it was already late and it was dark. They found an embankment by the river, and so they nestled in for the night, and Sheldon made a fire. While the three were sleeping, they were woken up by a small child crying, and after searching for about an hour, they found a little girl. Her name was Mary. She was about 4 years old.
Aww.
And Mary was under a bridge.
Why are all these kids in the woods?
I don't know.
My gosh.
Mary was under a bridge over the river. So they brought her back to their fire, and we're like, all right, you're coming with us, I guess. After 2 days, the 4 kids were found by a search party that was for Mary, not for the kids, because the kids, no one knew that they were missing except
Right.
for the man, but nothing was ever said of.
What about the aunt?
The aunt was gone.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So,
Okay.
I mean, they obviously know that they're missing, but they don't know where they went. So the search party was for Mary, but they found all 4 of the kids. Chance ended up getting an infection in his mouth from the lack of care that he got from being shot with the bow and arrow. But he eventually healed. Ben Biggs died from his ATV accident. The 2 men were arrested. After a jury trial, the jury came back after 40 minutes of deliberation and sentenced both men to 15 years for attempted murder without the chance of parole.
Okay.
After searching for over a year, the man in the cabin that held Daisy was never found.
Whoa.
It was speculated that he died, but nothing really came of it.
Okay.
And that's the story of Chance and his 2 adopted siblings, the Lancasters.
That was a great story.
Thank you. So what do we do now?
Well, I gotta tell my neighborhood story.
Oh, tell your neighborhood story.
First off. I didn't even pick which one I wanted. Okay, someone on Nextdoor asked, as people ask lots of questions of
Sure,
random
sure, sure.
things, which I have a follow up question with this.
Okay.
It's titled Helicopter. Does anyone know why a helicopter is flying back and forth this evening? It's flying very low. Something going on? And then the person replied, Helicopter mating season. The males fly low to show their tail rudder. Thing of beauty. Lucky to catch them in the wild. What a smartass. Did you hear all those helicopters last night?
Yeah, that was so weird.
There's a thing going on
Out in Eielson.
on Fort Wainwright.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like dropping people out of helicopters. Becca was telling me that they were getting a bunch of people in the hospital from it. Yeah,
Like,
like parachuting.
well, they're not doing a very good job at it,
Yeah.
obviously.
Is that paratroopers? No, that's Air Force. Paratroopers, Air Force. Sorry. Do you have anything else you want to share?
Yes.
Wait. Okay, yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so are you going to reveal your lie?
Oh yes, I
Okay.
will reveal my lie. Do you want to guess which one it was? Okay, I can go over them again.
Okay, go over them again.
Okay. I have a tramp stamp tattoo on my back that says Hakuna Matata.
I vaguely remember that.
I was in a commercial when I was little at a local gym. I once met a Ninja Turtle, Raphael.
Okay. I'm going to say I vaguely remember you saying you had a tattoo saying Akuna Matata. But I don't remember if it was on your tramp stamp spot. No. I'm going to say it's a tattoo one. No, I'm going to say it's a commercial. I don't know you that
So
well.
is the tramp stamp on the corner? Is that still a tramp stamp? Because I was always told it was a tramp stamp. It's not in the middle. I do have a Hakuna Matata tattoo on me. It's an infinity symbol. I'm ashamed to say that a little bit, but I don't regret the Hakuna Matata part. It is in my lower right back.
I would still consider that tramp stamp.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. It shows when I bend over. So there you go.
Yes, I knew. I vaguely remember.
What was my lie you guessed?
The commercial? Don't look at me like that.
It is my lie. You got it right. I thought it would be more believable because my dad worked at a gym, but I couldn't remember if I've ever told you that before. And I was like, ooh, it could be. I never even said anything about it being a gym earlier. I didn't even
No, you didn't.
include details. I didn't want to include details because I didn't want to make it seem like I was
Right,
trying too
right.
hard. Okay, what's yours?
Okay, so I'll remind you what mine was. I picked up a hitchhiker before. I mooned the cops, thinking it was my friend, and I was high once. And when I was rear-ended and interviewed by the police, and I told them that I was high.
The third one is your lie.
That is true.
Okay. I know you mooned the cops.
Yeah.
Speaking of mooned, I mooned Amy from my front window the other
she
day.
did.
No one saw. Also, happy
April
April
Fools.
Fools. Amy, you go first.
Okay, so my story is not real.
I knew what your story was about.
Did you?
I knew immediately when
can
you
you-
said the cake detail. I caught the name Chance and I was like, Chance. Charlotte just watched that the other day too.
Oh.
That's one of my favorite movies. The second one was my favorite movie specifically growing up.
So what is the movie? What is the movie, Brie? What did my story
Homeward
get?
Bound. Homeward
Yep.
Bound 1. But
Yep.
did you also have another movie in there?
No.
Oh, okay. Because it sounded like Without a Paddle
Well,
with the marijuana farm.
Well, I added that for true crimey.
Yeah.
And so Bill Biggs or Blake Biggs was the bear. The bear that they run into in the very beginning, and the two cubs. And instead of
And
adding,
they had a name?
no,
Oh!
I gave it a name.
Oh, that is such a clever idea. I was wondering, I was like, where did she add all these twists from? I don't remember. Like, I knew where you were going with your story.
Yeah,
And I like how you said they were a pack also.
yeah.
But I was hoping that you were also going to throw in there that when, what was her name?
Daisy.
Daisy, Sassy.
Yeah.
I kept on wanting to say Sassy. Was in captivity. He fed her like milk or something like
Yeah.
that, or gave her milk.
Yep. So, obviously, so instead of bringing another predator into the story, I repeated it with the bear or Blake Biggs instead
Okay.
of the mountain lion.
Okay.
And yes, and for the arrows, it was the porcupine and
Yeah.
his getting.
I got that.
I was like 3 arrows in the cheek, and so Alice and I were like fixing the story this afternoon, and I was like, that's like unrealistic. So I said the cheek and the shoulders.
It's so hard to do a story.
It is.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
You did a good job.
Obviously, I didn't want to name Sassy because that was
and then Sheldon. Those are not people names.
Sheldon is a person.
Shadow is
Shadow,
not,
yeah,
though.
correct. Yeah. So I was
That's
like,
why I was smiling from the very beginning, because I was like, adopted 3 kids. One of them's named Chance, and he ruined a wedding cake. I remember that part. Charlotte was just watching that the other day, and I was like, don't watch this. This movie makes me cry.
Oh, Alice, we watched it last night. Alice was in tears.
Oh, it's such a beautiful movie.
It is.
It's so sad.
I know.
So sad. Shadow. I thought I was hoping you weren't gonna include that part.
No, I
So
couldn't.
glad you didn't.
Yeah.
So sad.
My neighborhood story was also fake.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if I thought about doing a fake one. Mine was true.
Oh, okay.
So obviously my story was fake. However, there is an actual website called the SCP Foundation. Josh has been wanting me to do a story on them since we started. And they have thousands and thousands of different creatures that they suppose, and they do videos on YouTube, like detailed videos of all of their creatures. They have one called like the toy truck, where it's a construction truck, kind of like a Tonka truck.
Uh-huh.
And it was found on a construction site, and I thought about doing this one, but it was way too out there. And it's not normal because when you pick it up, it's the same weight as a full-size construction truck.
Oh.
And it also takes like the same amount of fuel as a regular construction truck.
You
and
actually
you can
can't
actually
pick it up.
operate it. Yeah, you can actually operate it and everything.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. And they have one about like I am a toaster. It's just ridiculous things. It's crazy.
So it's a real website,
Yes,
but a fake foundation.
It's kind of like creepypasta.
Yeah.
People could submit their own like things into it. But I guess it's been going on for like years and years and years.
How fun.
The painting, Book of Endings. I'm looking them up right now. I want to find a really funny one. Grow your own castle kit, hairball, portable radio. But they have a lot of the pool noodle, like a cool T-shirt. They're just wild things on here. But it's on SCP. Just look up SCP creatures. But it's scpwiki.wiki.com. I don't know, whatever. SCP creatures. Secure, protect, contain. So yeah, obviously that was fake. Also, another lie that was told is that Ashton Kutcher is not following us or chit-chatting with. However, yet. I'm saying yet. You know why? Because I got bold the other day, and I was like, I'm going to text. And people on Patreon know this already.
Yeah.
Because, we're tight. Not that we aren't tight with you guys, but, we got to give them some extra juice.
They're in our neighborhood.
Yeah. So I texted Ashton the other day, and I was like, I've had a glass of wine or whatever. I was like, hello, Ashton. It's Bree again. Just wanted to give this a try. Would you be able to give my podcast a follow? The handle on all social medias is at WWTN Podcast. It's a comical, true crime, and paranormal podcast between my neighbor and I. We've been doing it for almost 2 years now, and it would be so cool if you followed us. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, and no hard feelings if you don't. Thank you. I'm a terrible salesperson because, I don't want anybody to feel pressured. But he actually replied, guys. He replied 7 hours later, and he said, I'll have to check it out sometime for sure. But, it wasn't, an automated-looking text like all the rest of his messages. So, we might have a new neighbor, and it might be so Ashton Kutcher.
You know how cool it would be if he became a Patreon?
Oh, my God. Ashton, could you please be a Patreon donor? Okay. I'm so sorry.
It's only $5 a month.
Let's not forget that I also love Chris Pratt. So we also love Chris Pratt, and we just want him to come on our show to fart.
Pretty much.
That's all. So yeah, happy April Fools, guys.
Happy April Fools.
Hope you didn't get pranked or did. And if you did,
Let us know.
Tell us about it. Yeah, we want to know about it. Post it in our Facebook group and be like, yo, my mom just peed in my lemonade. I don't know. That's gross.
April Fools, or the first
It'll be Saturday.
Yeah, so
it was yesterday.
Patreon, it will come out for them, but
yeah,
it comes out on or the day before.
It was yesterday.
And wow,
I think, right? Because it's on Saturday, right?
Yeah, it comes out on the 2nd.
All right, so let us know what happened to you yesterday.
Yes, please.
That is all. But that's the show.
That's it. Okay, bring Amy out. Have you checked? I'm getting so bad.
I was like, what are you doing?
Have you checked in on the neighbors lately?
What's with the neighbors?
Bring Amy out. Say hi to your cats for us.
Don't get dead. Meow.
Oh, Alice. Meow. You wanted a meow.
Meow. Oh my gosh. Say hi to your cats for us.
Meow.